Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hine ma tov u'mana'im. How wonderful it is to be together. So wonderful to have all of you with us to celebrate Shabbat, to begin a joyful weekend that honors two young women stepping into the role of adulthood. Thank you both. To express gratitude and invite the leadership of the women of Temple Road of Shalom, our women's cohort, which we call Woders, the Woders singers of Kolenu, the women of Kolenu. We are glad you are here as well. In so many ways, those of you who don't know much about our congregation, Woders or the women of Temple Road of Shalom are extremely influential, important, significant in their work, not only in our congregation, but in the community at large. A tremendous amount of social action work to make our world a better place, to which we are all grateful. And we welcome their leadership in our service tonight. So tonight our service will not be, I brought a pillow. I'm gonna relax.
I'm actually gonna go.
You're going?
Yeah, I'm
okay.
gonna go. They're really good. So.
So thank you in advance to all of our service leaders, and I think we're gonna sing some more.
Absolutely. And again, for those of you who may not know as much about our congregation, music is a huge part of our congregation, and we are so blessed to be led, as Rabbi Schwartzman said, by the women of Kolenu, our adult choir this evening, sharing their voices in choir and in solos, leading so much of the liturgy. We're going to start with a beautiful song from the Shabbat liturgy, Ki Elecha, with a tune that was popularized by Sharona, an Israeli folk artist and composer.
What a beautiful way to help us take steps into Shabbat. Gorgeous. Thank you to all of you. Beautiful voices and such a powerful song. As we move forward in our service, before we invite the parents of our Benot Mitzvah to come forward and get into our service a little more, we have a lot of people in the room, and not everybody knows each other. And you know, it's always our goal to build just a little more community. Even if you don't remember the name of the person you're about to say hello to, let's create that feeling of community. So take a moment. I know, like, here are their families all together, but reach across the aisle. You can do it. Reach across the aisle, or just say hi, and meet someone new. Say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you all. Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. I know, right?
So thankful today is Good Friday as we be here with you. It's a Good Friday for me.
Where am I? Here we go. Sherry. Thank you. I guess. Ended up with a lot of speakers. Okay. Woo. We welcomed one another. That felt good. And now we welcome Shabbat. And in honor of their two daughters becoming bat mitzvah, I'd like to invite both their moms, Sherry and Catherine, to come forward to lead us in candle lighting. And we are in our prayer book on pages 2 and 3. Pages 2 and 3. May I give you guys?
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring their offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Light the candles.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'hadlik ner, le'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you. We begin with a reading. Yes.
We are on page 8. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life.
Inspired by those words, we continue, led by Kolenu in the words of Psalm 96, Shir Ladonai. We're on page 13. Please join us in singing. We're going to continue singing Lecha Dodi on page 20. I'll invite you at the final verse, verse 9, if you're comfortable, to rise in body or spirit and face the back of the sanctuary as we welcome in Shabbat.
remain standing as we continue. Oh, please stand up as we continue with the Baruch Hu. Please join me in the Hebrew of Ma'ariv Aravim on page 30. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim b'chochma poteach sha'arim uvitvuna mishaneh itim umachalif et hazmanim sadir et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or. Umavir yom umevi layla umavdil bein yom uvein layla. Adonai tzevaot shemo El Chai v'kayam tami yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim.
We continue at the bottom of page 32. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shabbat Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam.
Please be seated. We continue on page 36, chanting Ve'ahavta together. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu advarim ha'eleh asher Anochi metzaveh V'yiteha b'eitecha u'lechtecha v'derech u'shokrecha u'kumecha u'kshavtam le'ot al yadecha ve'ayu latotafot be'einecha l'matam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha l'man tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'Eloheihem ani Adonai Eloheihem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim l'hiot lahem l'Elohim ani Adonai Eloheihem.
Turn to page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
We sing our song of freedom, Mi Chamocha, on page 40. Please join us. Join us in singing and dancing. And the women dancing with the timbrels follow Miriam as she sang her songs. Sing a song with wonder we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance and dance all night long. When Miriam stood
Wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. From Micha Mocha to Debbie Friedman, beautiful song. You know, when the Israelites crossed the sea, they rejoiced, and there was celebration, and Miriam was the leader. And then they faced a long road ahead. And it wasn't easy, and it wasn't simple, and it was there on that long road that we really established ourselves as a community. And as the Israelites were on their journey, it is said that the next prayer that comes to us in our prayer book on pages 42 and 43, this was the prayer for protection through the unknown journey. In many ways, each day, each week has unknowns in it. And so this prayer, Hashkivenu, is one that resonates, at least with me, so often. And won't you join me in the English before we hear the beautiful rendition from the women of Kolenu? On page 43, in the middle of the page, an English poetic connection to this prayer we read together. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours, Baruch Atah Adonai, Hapores Sukat Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Amo Yisrael, Ve'al Yerushalayim.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, ve'hamidenu shamreinu l'chaim. 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 Ushmor Tzeitzenu, Uvroenu, Lechaim u'Shalom, me'ata ve'ad Eloheinu l'shalom, ve'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, ve'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, ve'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, ve'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
After that beautiful prayer for peace, we come to page 44 with the celebration of Shabbat. Something that I love about the liturgy on page 44, Bishamru, is that every week at TRS, we celebrate Shabbat in a different way, right? Sometimes we have our adult choir, sometimes we have our youth, sometimes we have our volunteer band, our professional band, speakers, guests. We have time differences. Sometimes we're at 6:30, tonight we're at 8. Who's enjoying this 8 p.m. service? But every Shabbat, we're grounded in the fact that we know the people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, Vishamru, keep and remember and observe and protect and love. We continue singing Vishamru on page 44. Please rise if you're able as we begin the Amidah on page 46. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu ve'imoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Chaste Avot ve'imahot, U'mevi ge'ula livnei b'neihem, Lema'an shemo be'ahava. Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, ve'ezrat Sarah 50. Ata gibor leolam Adonai, mechayei hakol, ata rav lehoshia, mashiv haruach, umorid hagashem, mechalkel chayim v'chesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim v'rofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar, micha mocha ba'al geburot, umido melech, melech memit umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. Page 52. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. You may be seated.
Continue on page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
We continue, please, on page 57. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu be'amacha Yisrael, utfilatem ba'ahava tikabel, uthi l'ratzon tamid, avodat Yisrael amecha, baruch atah Adonai, she'otaha levadacha be'yirah na'avod. Please join me in the English. Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence.
Page 58, let's read together Modim Anachnu Lach on the top of the page as we think of something we're grateful for, and together in the English on the top of page 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lehodot. Shalom Rav is on page 60. continue praying privately the words of our hearts, the words of our Sidurim, our prayer books. We'll come back together in a few moments on page 62 with yet another prayer for peace. We all come to Shabbat, we all come to services with different needs and different prayers. Some of us bring joy and celebration, some of us bring grief, some of us bring a need for peace, and many of us bring prayers for healing the mind, body, and spirit for someone we know and love, for the world, and perhaps even for ourselves. I'm going to share our synagogue Misha Berach list, and then I'll invite anyone who'd like to share a name aloud or in their heart to speak the name of someone they're thinking of who's in need of healing, and then we'll pray for healing together. This evening, our community is praying for healing for Alon ben Barbara, Fuma Chana bat Hinda Yenta ve'Israel Pavel, Jason Mark Blocker, Lennon Caraballo, Marcia Freza, Barbara Green, Jonathan Kosserin, David Laufman, Judith Laufman, Ellen Morgenstern, Mike Ogden, Margie Reisberg Goldstein, Brian Strongen, and Benjamin Warchowski. As I make my way around the room with my hand, please feel free to share a name out loud if there's someone you're thinking of. We pray too for those who are victims of violence around the world, especially those who are in need of our prayers in Israel, as well as those in service to our country who are in need of emotional, physical, and spiritual healing. With them in mind, let's sing together on page 253. Healing for all of them.
Shabbat shalom. These Israeli women that we're going to be telling you about are not in the IDF, fighting on the battlefield. But the war they are waging is just as critical. It's the war of words. Since October 7th, they have bravely and effectively spoken out against global misinformation, denial, and hatred aimed at women and at the embattled Jewish state. Like Esther and Miriam, our fierce sheroes of old, these courageous women have called out double standards and hypocrisy. We are indebted to them and grateful for their efforts.
Dr. Einat Wilf is a leading Israeli intellectual and politician with expertise in foreign policy, economics, and education. She was a member of the Knesset from 2010 to 2013, where she served as chair of the Education Committee and member of the Foreign Affairs and Defense Committees. Born and raised in Israel, Dr. Wilf served as an intelligence officer in the IDF, foreign policy advisor to Vice Prime Minister Shimon Peres, and strategic consultant with McKinsey & Company. She has a BA from Harvard, an MBA from INSEAD in France, and a PhD in political science from the University of Cambridge. She has served as the Goldman Visiting Professor at Georgetown University. Dr. Wilf is the author of 6 books and has been a frequent guest on international radio and television talk shows. She gave an electrifying speech here at TRS via satellite in December 2022. During the current crisis, Wilf has shared her geopolitical expertise on the intricacies of the conflict and has been a tireless and brilliant champion for Israel and the Jewish people.
Long Island native and daughter of Holocaust survivors, Miriam Schlur has been a passionate social justice warrior in her whole life. For the past 2 decades, she has fought for victims of sexual assault as the executive director of Tel Aviv Sexual Assault Crisis Center, whose motto is, "You are not alone." During the Israel-Hamas war, she has battled what she calls the trifecta of hate, directed toward Jews, Israelis, and women. She has tirelessly called out the hypocrisy and double standard as many of the worldwide human rights and feminist communities who profess to believe all women, but who have repeatedly questioned the veracity of Israeli victims' accounts of rape committed by Hamas. Some have justified those experiences as legitimate tools in the quest for Palestinian statehood. She has fought widespread disinformation campaigns accusing IDF soldiers of committing these atrocities. And she has courageously exposed the silence and denial of those who dehumanize, delegitimize Israeli victims of Hamas atrocities. Noah Tishby is an Israeli activist, actress, model, producer, and writer. She was also the co-executive producer of the HBO series In Treatment, an adaptation of Israeli series B'Tipul. Tishby has led the fight against anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism since at least 2011, when she founded the advocacy organization Act for Israel. The group aims to correct misinformation about Israeli history, culture, and governmental policies. In 2014, she founded Reality Israel, which sponsors a series of leadership trips to Israel for Jews and non-Jews. In 2016 and 2018, she spoke before the United Nations General Assembly in support of Israel. In 2021, she wrote Israel, A Simple Guide to the Most Misunderstood Country on Earth, published by Simon & Schuster. That same year, she joined the Black Jewish Entertainment Alliance. She served as the special envoy for combating anti-Semitism and the delegitimization of Israel from 2022 to 2023, the first person to serve in that newly created position. During this current crisis, she has continued to use her voice and influence to support Israel and the Israeli people.
Vivian Silver, a longtime women's rights activist, was born and raised in Canada. She emigrated to Israel in 1974, where she worked in the Knesset on the subcommittee for the advancement of women in work and the economy. In 1990, she moved to Be'eri, a kibbutz near the Gaza border, with her husband and 2 sons. She became a proponent for Palestinian rights, organizing job training and ensuring that Gazan construction workers on the kibbutz were paid fairly. In 1999, she partnered with a Palestinian woman to co-found the Arab Jewish Center for Equality, Empowerment, and Cooperation. They organized projects in Israel, Gaza, and the West Bank. Silver and her partner were awarded the Goldberg Prize for Peace in the Middle East in 2010. The Israeli newspaper Haaretz named Silver one of the most influential immigrants to Israel in 2011. After retiring in 2014, she founded Women Wage Peace, an interfaith grassroots organization. On October 4th, 2023, she organized a peace rally in Jerusalem. She said, "I am driven by the intense desire for security and a life of mutual respect and freedom for both our peoples." 3 days later, on October 7th, 2023, she was killed by Hamas.
Powerful, powerful stories of powerful women bringing justice and right to our beloved Israel, the influence of which bleeds into our world and inspires those of us who are also doing that type of work. So many people in our congregation, in the circle of our temple family. We're grateful that the women of Temple Road Shalom brought these women to us tonight. We thank you for your leadership and for sharing and raising up the work and lives of these women. We thank you for that. We come now to the last section of our service. Aleinu l'shabeach is the first prayer in the ending service. And the word aleinu means aleinu. It is upon us. Aleinu, it's on us. And when I say aleinu, I always think words like that, the work that these women are doing, aleinu, it is on us. It is on all of us. So as we turn to that prayer, we turn to 2 soon-to-be leaders of this congregation and this community, as Audrey and Adi lead us in Aleinu l'shabeach, and we invite both of their dads, Joel and Adam, to have the honor of opening the Ark. We're on page 282, and I invite you all to please rise. And Adam and Joel, please join us.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שאונות השמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ימעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אלוהינו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Turn to the reading. Tell them the page if you don't mind.
Okay.
Just say page 2.
Page 287. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Loved, each of us, for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair.
Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
We come now to a moment for memory. Beginning on page 288 through page 293, there are some poems, readings, meditations that help us to connect with those whom we have loved and lost. You might want to take some time to find a reading that speaks to you, or perhaps you just want to be with your own thoughts and memories as we make our way towards the Mourner's Kaddish Kadisha tome. It's our custom to take a moment to extend our condolences, especially to those people who are early in their period of mourning, those people who are in the first month of mourning, Shaloshim, to see them and reach out to them and support them and love them as they begin this tough journey as mourners. So we express our condolences to those of you in this first period of mourning, to Jason Wasserman on the death of his grandmother, Maxine, to Susan Serker on the death of her son, Joshua, to Eric Weber on the death of his mother, Christine Weber, and Eileen Trachtenberg on the death of her husband, Stan, to Sarah Marner on the death of her mom, Vicki Kagan, and Melissa Weinstock on the death of her brother, Stephen, to Miriam Nisley on the death of her mother, Gea Kahan, to Bernard Goodman on the death of his sister, Phyllis, to Stephen Herman on the death of his mother, Judy Herman, and Michelle Posner on the death of her dad, Wolf Spindell. As it is our custom, if you want to stand, having heard those names, or as yahrzeits are said of people you're remembering, we welcome you to do that so that we know you're a mourner, so we can reach out and support you. To the list of shloshim, we add the names of those people whose yahrzeits fall on this Shabbat each year. Vaughn Bishop, Harry Budenstein, Herman Keynes, Albert Shadakowitz, Alan Coe, Sigbert Dingfelder, Gerard Droller, Jerry Fish, Florence Fry, Sheila Gell, Jewel Glazer, Robert Goldberg, Arthur Guchek, Robert Hazan, Saul Hirschenhart, Norbert Hennekens, Albert Kahn, Dorothy Kane, Arlene Kaplan, Benny Cass, Mary Kenny, Irving Lefton, Jenny Malka, Michelle Margosas, Joseph McCarvey, Bernard Miller, Azor Mudeb, Aaron Nyman, James O'Keefe, Bill Oster, Joseph Palumbi, Kay Podum, Francis Pullers, Leo Rosenbaum, Robert Ross, Sharon Sakowitz, Harriet Schlesinger, Harriet Scholder, Saul Schuster, Morris Shapiro, Gazella Silbermitz, Celia Sperber, Richard Springer, Mildred Stansky, Rhoda Tribitz, Yale Weisblatt, Dennis Zeisler. And if there is a name that you'd like to add to this list, we'd like to hear that name. Or if I mispronounced a name, which I'm sure I did, and I'm sorry about that, I hope you'll say that name again. We're going to go around the room to hear these names, additional names. Thank you. Thank you.
Pam Bresnahan, Irv Kantner, Alan Klein,
Elizabeth Schwartzman. We want to support all of you, our mourners, to stand with you, shoulder to shoulder, as we recite Mourners Kaddish as one community. As we rise in spirit or rise in body to say this prayer together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divrach hirutei v'amlich malchutei, v'chaye echon u'v'yom echon v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam omei omaya, Yitparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemed kudusha birchu, le'olam mimkol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imeru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace and comfort and strength and love and support to all who mourn, to all who are grieving here and everywhere, and let us say, amen. Won't you please be seated? I am pleased that a member of our board, as is always the case, is here to bring some announcements, some greetings. Thank you, Marcy Gessel, for being with us. She is our co-chair of our Adult Education Committee.
Shabbat Shalom, and thank you, voters, for such a beautiful service. On behalf of the TRS board, I'm honored to welcome you to our worship service tonight. It's great to be together, whether you are here in person or visiting or joining us via streaming. If you are new to Temple Road of Shalom, it would be a joy to welcome you properly and tell you more about our wonderful community. Please feel free to approach one of our clergy or myself to say hello during the Oneg Shabbat reception after the service. Please see the back of our program for a selection of our upcoming events. Details about Today and Tomorrow in Israel, Part 2, the Spring Beit Midrash, Jews in the Military, and the Shabbat Hang for teens are over there. Our entire program calendar and details can be found in the latest edition of The Connection and on our website. We hope to see you again soon. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much. I am excited to invite up Audrey and Addie for Kiddush, and I'll invite everyone to rise in body or in spirit as you're able. We are on page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon yinchilanu.
Oh, do we have a final song? Is there anything?
We do. We have 2 requests. One, that you'll bring your program back to the back of the sanctuary with you as you head out. The other is that you'll let us get off the bima first so that we can greet you as you head out the door. And a third request, actually, we hope you're going to sing and dance right along with us to finish the night and celebrate Israeli women once again with the original amazing Israeli woman, one of the originals, Miriam. We're going to give you a chance to do it all over again at page 342. We hope you'll join us.
And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam was a weaver of unique variety. The tapestry she wove was one which sang our history. With every strand and every thread she crafted her delight. A woman dexterously lived, she dances towards the light. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. When Miriam stood upon the shores and gazed across the sea, the wonder of this miracle she soon came to believe. Whoever thought the sea would part with an abstract chant, and we would pass to freedom and march to the promised land. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice in song. She
Shalom.
May we have the insight, the bravery, the voice, the dance, the joy of Miriam. Shabbat Shalom. Hey guys, follow up.